What is up, everyone? Today I'm gonna show you my kuva lich slash sister hunting loadout. This is gonna be a build with Banshee. Gonna try to give you as much detail as I can about and the what's and whys I'm using and things I'm using. So let's get on to the Banshee build. Or first, why Banshee? Sonar is the reason. Sonar is just gonna give you a great damage multiplier when killing trolls and the liches themselves and the sisters. It's just a damage multiplier in general. It's really good, and I really like to use the resonance mod for this, as it's gonna be spreading more sonars as we kill the enemies, the surrounding enemies. So yeah, the other stuff is Golden Instinct, as it will allow us to find treasures, or in my case I'm usually finding ayatan sculptures and rare caches while hunting for the liches. I just like that. And also my mission choosing, I would say it's around the skill, as I'm going for as much missions as I can, because that's gonna give me a higher probability of finding stuff. Onto the build. Corrosive projection for the aura, reducing enemy armor, always good. Then we got some duration with primed continuity, and range with augur reach and stretch. I like to use augur reach and stretch because I think that's just enough for Golden Instinct. It's gonna allow you to cast only a few times during the mission to pretty much be sure that there is something on the mission, or if there is not. Resonance, as I said before, because it's gonna pretty much spread the sonar around as you're killing enemies. Vitality and adaptation for some survivability. Yeah, you could probably trade adaptation for something like Rolling Guard, but I'm not a big fan of it, gotta be honest, and that's why I roll with adaptation. I'm usually not taking a lot of hits, or if I'm taking, it's just a few hits. Intensify for some ability strengths. It would probably be much better to have a Umbro Intensify and maybe trade the Vitality for an Umbro Vitality just to get some more strength along with some more health. Primed Sure-Footed is always good to have. Unfortunately, mine is not fully maxed, but it's just okay as it is. For Arcanes, I use Arcane Energize. I do use the Arcane that I have for Banshee, the Arcane Helmet, but if you were to choose something else, Arcane Avenger could be a good one, or maybe you could just go for whatever you want. That is gonna depend on the weapons you're using. But I think Arcane Energize is just really good to have. Yeah, I think I forgot to mention Streamline. That's just for some efficiency. And yeah, it's on 140% because I have the Arcane Helmet, but you don't need it. You could, I don't know what you want to use here. Arcane Avenger is fine. Awakening is gonna depend on your pistols. Primary Charger, it's also an option. Yeah, it all depends on personal preference. Just not using a secondary one. Weapon. Primary weapon, it's gonna be the Cedo. I highly recommend using the Cedo, and there's a couple reasons. Not only our Banshee is a squishy frame, she doesn't have a lot of armor, not a lot of health or shields, and you might think that it's kind of hard to survive with her, but it's actually not. Silence is gonna give you just enough just enough CC so you can traverse through the map and not get shot. Sometimes you're just not gonna get shot at all if you're using silence. And Cedo, with the right build, can allow you to get some CC going. Of course, go with radiation. Gonna be making enemies attack themselves and all of that stuff. Yeah, that's about the build I'm using here. Didn't really put much effort into making this, but it just works, and I'm actually using it to kill the liches and the sisters, and it's not having much problem. You could of course change this if you want, but that's entirely up to you. I just recommend going with radiation, and Viro is a good option to go along with it. Yeah. Another detail that I forgot to mention about the Cedo is that the secondary fire, like, oh my god, is just so useful. You get rid of so many arc traps and you'll find doors. It is crazy. For the secondary is totally optional. I mean, secondary and melee are totally optional. Cyanide Gamma Core is here just because I really like this weapon. When I started playing this game, this was one of the best weapons in the game, usually ranked at number 1 or 2 on most top tier weapons list at the time. And I like the weapon. Has a built-in detonating that's gonna be dealing magnetic and giving you some energy, and also increasing your maximum energy for about, I think it's 25% for a few seconds. Yeah, just like it. And I also have a raven for it, but you can use whatever you want. For the melee, I recommend using the melee with the best raven that you have, and that's why I'm using the Techo. I think this is probably the best raven that I have for a melee. I'm not sure, but it just works so well. I get into red crits really with really no problem at all, and everything just melts. Literally everything just melts. That's why I'm using Techo, but it's again up to you. Focus, don't think that there's much to talk about. Zenuric only for the energy regeneration, and also it has some heavy attack efficiency in there, but that's about it. For the Parazon, I do not have any really big recommendation. I think that what is it called? Blood for energy could be a really good option to put in here, as you're going to be executing a lot of enemies, and that can have a chance to drop a energy orb. That's always good. Out of sight is also good. It's gonna blind enemies upon using a finisher. I have hard reset, power drain, and auto breach. Hard reset, I use it most for arbitration. Power drain is also a very interesting mod to have, as it's gonna give you more power strength, and there's not a lot of things on the game that actually give you power strength. I think out of Warframe modding, there's like the kit gun arcane, which is PAX something, and out of that I think this is the only thing that's gonna increase your power strength. I can't really remember now if there's something else. Auto breach is really good. It's 30% chance, but it actually happens a lot, and I really like it. It will help a lot when doing a lot of missions. And other than that, if you're running a lot of spy missions and stuff, Untraceable is also really good. It's gonna make so you don't need to use a stealth frame to run your spy missions. Let's get on to the Sentinel. because that is actually really important for this. I'm using Arthuss because of the botanist mod, which comes from, I think it's Sapon Samaris. It's really good. It's gonna be scanning plants as you go through the map. And so you're not only gonna be farming for ayatan sculptures, for rare caches, you're also gonna be farming for pretty much flowers for your apothics, so you can later farm the empowered blades. And what else do we have? The mods that come from the Super Grove. Yeah, I think that's really good. That's why I use Oxylus. His weapon it's up to you, but I really like the Verglas as it deals a lot of damage. This is probably one of the best, if not the best, Sentinel weapon. It just deals so much damage. This is the build I'm using, but you can probably make something better if you trade this Vigilante for some Bane or whatever you want to trade for. I usually don't run like heavy weapons and stuff, but no, actually that is important. Yeah, I almost forgot it. When I get to kill the Lich or the sister, I usually kill the specters and whatever it's around. If it's a sister, or if just a Lich, I will just use sonar a lot of times, and I'll just call the necromech, get into the necromech, and use the mausoleum to kill the Lich or the sister. As unfortunately, it seems like the Archbex is heavily nerfed when attacking them, but the mausoleum works just fine. It's a corrosive and heat build, nothing too fancy. Yeah, but I do have a Riven, and I think it's a great Riven actually. If you don't have a Riven, I would recommend for this slot maybe Critical Focus, as yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what to build on these Archguns. It seems like there's a lot of missing mods. I don't know. That's just how I'm rolling. Yeah. Alright. Now let's talk a little bit about the mission choosing and also why it's so good to use Oxylus. There isn't much to talk about hunting sisters, as you're not gonna be finding as much plants as you will with hunting the kuva liches, because you're gonna depend on getting on a specific tile set to be scanning the plants. That's gonna be, yeah, this tile set, which has the frozen plants, which I just can't remember the name. It's gonna be Venus, then what? Neptune, Phobos. It's 5 planets. Then Jupiter, I think, and then Pluto. Something like that. Don't remember the right sequence, but it's something like that. I know that Venus is the first, maybe then Jupiter. I just can't remember right, but you're gonna be looking for this tile set. There's Venus, there is Neptune, Pluto also has it. Yeah, that's where you'll find the, I think, frost leaf or something like that. Yeah. And then on the Grenier is just great. You're gonna be finding plants on Earth. You're gonna be finding plants on Mars, Ceres. The only place you're not going to be finding plants, I think it's Sedna, and then the Kuva Fortress. On Earth, you're going to be finding both plants during day and night. Not gonna remember every single plant, but there is just like J-leaves and trash cones and something like that. I'm gonna be leaving a list on the screen right now for the plants. And then when you get to Mars, you're gonna be scanning Rook's Claw pretty much everywhere. Then on Ceres is gonna be the Midnight, I think it's Midnight Saracenia, something like that. As for mission choosing, as I'm using the Golden Instinct, I'm trying to run as much missions as I can. So I'm always going first for the fast missions, as if you kind of run them like really fast, it seems like you can run them more times because I don't know, there's just maybe a limited number of liches that can spawn per node. I'm not sure, but I usually run as much missions as I can. So I'm always going for captures, sabotages, and sabotage, capture, rescue, maybe spy, and then if there's nothing else, I'll run for exterminate. On Earth is gonna be mantle, then I think here, no, here's an interception. Here's a spy, then it's a rescue, then it's an exterminate, 2 exterminates, and then there's also a sabotage somewhere. Here, yeah, Cervantes. Then when we get to Mars, I always go for Ares, which is such an easy sabotage. Such an easy sabotage. And then again, with the glaive from the Citadel, you just detonate the reactor with 1 click. That's another thing that's really easy. Then I go for Era, which is the capture. And after that, there is a spy somewhere around, yeah, here. And what else? Rescue, also very quick. If not, you can also go for a sabotage here. Yeah. As Ceres goes, Kerr is another great sabotage. On the reactor room, there's also maybe, I think it's 4 midnight or dark, I don't know what the name of the planet, it's a Saracenia. There's like 4 spawns of the Saracenia on the sabotage, the reactor room. That is also good. Then you can go for rescue, you can go for the spy or the capture. I'm pretty sure there's a capture here somewhere. Here, yeah, capture. Yeah, and you don't need to rush as much, but if you want, you can. But yeah, I'm just completing the missions, not trying to go as like try hard as I can, just going to the missions, getting as much plant scanned as I can, tracking as much treasures as I can. I currently have I think it's a lot of ayatans because I pretty much got all of these that have no star, and even some that have stars on them in the last week. Yeah, I think all of these are from last week. And I also got some apothics crafted. Yeah, always crafting as I can. Plants from Earth, plants from Mars. Yeah, Dusklight. I thought it was like Midnight Saracenia Dusklight. Oh my god. Then from Earth again, and this one I forgot to check what was. Yeah, this one, the difference from the Twilight one is that you're gonna have to go to the to Lua and get some lunar pictures, which is also just fine. Just run like a exterminate, and if you're looking for the caches, farming Octavia, it's gonna be really easy. You can if you're doing the exterminate, you're gonna be finding around 40 or scanning around 40 per run. It's just kind of knowing where to look for the plants. Sunrise is done, and yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention the vest and moss. Oh my god. Yeah. This is from the Corpus style set from Earth, and then from the Grenier missions, the Galleons usually. Or actually, it's just the Galleons. Those are gonna come from. No, it's not the Galleon actually, but I think Sedna has some. Maybe, yeah, this style set. This one has it. Pretty sure. Pretty sure it has it. Or it is a Galleon? I don't know. I don't think it's the Galleon. But anyway, you're gonna be finding plants on pretty much each map on the Grenier, and on the Corpus you still have a chance. So it's a lot of things to farm at once. That's a big plus for me. I mean, if you're gonna have to do something anyway, just look for like the most productive way to do it. I don't know. Yeah, let me know what you use to hunt liches. Let me know what you think about the builds and stuff. And if you enjoyed the video, leave it a like. If you're not subscribed yet to the channel, make sure to do it, as I usually post Warframe videos. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!